Hello, welcome back to my channel. So, there's something I wanted to share. A few days ago, I was going through something, and I remember, just like most people, you would sit and argue with yourself, and then you would argue with God. I remember just getting so emotionally overstimulated, and it's not something new. I feel like I've been here so many times. And so I literally, if I speak honestly now, I told God, I challenge you to show me a miracle, because there was something going on in my life that made me say that. And to be honest, it's not really that deep, but it just really, when you're really angry and you have a lot of emotions troubling you, that is something you end up saying. And I did regret it. I did, but somehow I just couldn't control what was coming out of my mouth. Again, when you're operating from emotions, you don't really think about what you say. It's so weird, because out of nowhere, and how rare is it? Because that's rare. Not that that is more important, but obviously it can be important if you look at it that way. Out of nowhere, I just opened my bank account, and I had literally received some money, and I was not even expecting that, because obviously that was not something I thought I was gonna get out of nowhere. And when I tracked it, I had seen that it was from a old charity I had done, because I do believe in giving even if you have little, right? And how rare is it? Because some people would say, well, how is that a surprise, right? Or a miracle? But it really is in itself, because you rarely get any refund on anything that you give, because the people you give to are definitely in need. And there's rarely anything called a refund from a donation or a fundraising. I think it's probably because maybe they reached their target, or because I think something happened during the fundraising. Either way, to me that came as a surprise, because I had forgotten about it. I don't know when I did that, maybe a few months ago or even a year ago. But that came to me as a sign from God that the things you would least expect, He would do. I would have never thought about it, first of all. And the second thing is that I do have to admit that at that time I was in need of that. I was in need of that, and it just felt so good to see it happen, because I was in fact thinking, how nice would it be to just, really get some free money. I'm not gonna lie, I was really thinking that way, and now it just happened. But no, I just feel like I wanted to share this, maybe remind somebody to not worry, and not to, let your thoughts get the best out of you. I also felt almost compelled to say this, because it's just something that we as humans, we battle with, right? We do read about it everywhere, and everyone, I come from a Muslim background, but people have different religions. Most people always hear this from their family, people around them, their friends, that, God is a provider, but actually believe it. And when you finally witness that, really see it happen in front of you, it really is remarkable, because It is something you get told over and over again, even through, scriptures, words, people of faith, right? It's another thing to really experience it. And therefore, I think it's so important to reflect on God's attributes and traits. That when we say He's a provider, it's important to reflect on that, to really deeply reflect on that, because He never forsakes. Yeah, that was all. And after that, I feel like I felt so much shame and guilt, because obviously I was in doubt, and I definitely questioned, argued, and then that surprise, right? And I just feel like it put me to shame. Right after, I just felt so much shame come over me. Yeah, but don't be me. Be better than me. I just wanted to share this, right? Yeah, that was something I was not expecting, though I thought about it. So when that happened, it was like God saw my thoughts, and He was like, you know what? I'll show you. It just, wow, I'm blown away. I'm just speechless.